Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, today's video, we're going to talk about an interview that I saw on ABC about, of course, gun control, but it's a little bit different. The tone and tenor is very similar to what we saw on MSNBC 2 or 3 days ago. They're starting to, in unison, turn against the Biden administration, but they're also dumbfounded that the laws that they think are going to work are not working. I've got 2 clips we're going to walk through. They're actually really great clips. We're going to walk through them, give some analysis. We're going to really dive in. Before we get to it, I've got 2 things for you. One, we are almost at 300,000 subscribers, and that's because of you guys. And I just want to say thank you for stopping by, and thank you for subscribing. If you aren't subscribed yet and you like the content, we try to earn your subscription with every video, and if not, we'll try to earn on the next one. But we'd love to have you as part of this party. We're fighting for our rights, and every day, we're here checking it out. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is a little gun nugget, a little information on Gun Nugget, goodness. You know, over the past few weeks and months and years, really, I've understood from the media that everything was terrible. The homicide rate, gun violence was sending it through the roof, and we've never been this place before. We're irredeemable, we're terrible, we just a blight on the national community. And then I pulled up upon my research the 30-year national trend on the homicide rate, and I have it for you right here on the screen. We're all dramatically trending downward. At the same time, our gun sales are dramatically trending upward. Interesting thought. I don't know, it could be me, but I'm not thinking that the homicide rate is tied to gun violence or gun manufacturing. I think gun violence is something that they're kind of manufacturing. I don't know, but anyway, that's a good little clip to put out there for your friends. Anytime you have a good little conversation, it's a nice little nugget to pull out. All right, so now, let's get to the first clip. Again, this is ABC, and this first one is, well, I'm gonna let you listen for yourself because this is pretty telling.
More shootings this week, more mass shootings. The White House lowering its flag to half-staff again on Friday after those mass murders in Indianapolis. President Biden, as you saw, calling it a national embarrassment and urging Congress to act, but there are already 2 bills stalled in the Senate. So what happens?
Martha, those flags over the Biden White House have already been lowered 3 times after a mass shooting, and he hasn't even been president for 100 days. It doesn't take, a genius to see that something is tragically wrong when the shooter in Indianapolis is able to legally buy 2 assault rifles even after, and not long after, reportedly the police had seized a weapon from him because of concerns about his mental state. So there's no magic law out there that's going to prevent all these mass shootings. But
hold the phone. There's no magic law? But I've been told by the media and the politicians and the president and the House Majority Leader and the Senate Majority Leader and all Democrats everywhere with their insane virtue signaling that common sense gun regulation and common sense gun reform is the solution, which means legislation. This guy just said there's no legislation that's going to stop these. Then what are we talking about? I'm just saying, this guy might not have a job pretty soon, so my thoughts and prayers are with him. See what I did there? Anyway. All right, so now that's the first thing. The other thing that I want to point out, obviously he mentioned the Indianapolis thing where the red flag laws didn't work. Despair sets in. But something else. Did you guys notice it? Leave the comments below if you did. He said the flags in the setup for the emotional plea, he said 3 times the flags have been at half-mast, or half-staff, half-staff? Half-mast, in this president's 100 days. I thought there were 150 mass shootings this year. Isn't that what everyone's been telling us? Every single day of the year there's been a mass shooting? If that's the case, why have you only lowered the flags 3 times? It's because you're manipulating statistics. You can go back on the video that I just put out about all the gun violence and gun crime that we've seen this year that they're referencing. And like 56% of it or 60% of it was from bar fights and club fights where other people were shot on accident and drive-by shootings. You can check the video out if you want. It's like 3 or 4 days ago. The point is, guys, they're manipulating statistics, and now they don't know what to do because they painted themselves into a corner. But now they're going on the offense, so check this out. This next clip, also ABC.
And Mary, the president sounds so passionate about the issue, but how much political capital do you think Biden really wants to spend on this?
That's really the big question here. There's a lot of concern, especially from gun reform advocates, that the president is hesitating, despite how passionately he feels about this issue, to really use his political capital on an issue that may face such long odds of becoming a political reality. You know, the president insists he's never not prioritized this. He says he's able to push for these reforms while also focusing on his agenda. But I think you also have to look at his actions and not just his words on this. And so far, he has been prioritizing his economic agenda, getting this pandemic under control. You know, Biden promised big sweeping gun reforms, and so far we have just seen a handful of limited executive actions. He promised legislation on day one that never came. And when I've pressed the White House about why not put out their own legislation and lead the charge on this, they insist the president is leading the charge by the way in which he uses the bully pulpit here. But we simply haven't seen a big public push around this.
Did you guys catch that? They are given, their ABC is giving the Biden administration heat. They never do that to Democrats. It's because it's important to them and they're not doing what they want, like we've been talking about for a while now on this channel. First thing that she hit was, she called Biden out on the fact that his big sweeping gun legislation was going to be on day one for gun violence. Nothing. First 100 days, nothing. She even mentioned the executive actions that he put out that we discussed on this channel was extremely limited in scope and nature. In fact, we're watching it. I still haven't heard anything from what the ATF is going to do, but we're on it. But the main thing here is they are calling out the president and the fact that he's not doing what he's saying what he said he was going to do or what they wanted him to do. And this is where it gets a little crazy. When the media starts doing this to Democrats, Democrats tend to react in a poor way because they like the positive attention. They don't like the negative. It's this real weird relationship they have. But now, look what I found in USA today. This is hat tip to actually one of my subscribers sent this to me. Check this out. The article is in USA Today. The title is actually, "Gun Control is a Lost Cause. Come Despair with Me." Subtle. Doesn't get crazier than that. So the one thing that I want to showcase, this one little clip, and I might do a video only on this clip, on this article, because it's a really crazy good article. For all the reasons I believe as well, they aren't going to get it. But here it is. The brief flicker of hope that somehow the financial problems of the National Rifle Association and the profligate spending of members' dues by one of its top executives might stifle the effectiveness of the opposition to even the most modest efforts to control firearms or reduce their lethality became an iridescent dream and seemed to prove that the organization itself was never much of a factor in blocking gun control legislation. Okay, that is huge. If you guys recall, everything has been NRA this, NRA that, NRA this, NRA that. We did a video about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about how the left thinks the NRA is us, and they don't understand that if the NRA is not there, that it's not going to work the way they want to. The left sees everything in a group, in an organization. The right sees everything in an individual aspect. We unify, we go together as individuals, making our own decisions for a common goal. The left sees everything. NRA, bad, group. Union, good, group. Demographic, voting blocks, good, groups. These are the way they think, and they can't understand that the individuals, you and I, are working together in a common good to preserve our Second Amendment rights that were handed to us in an amazing document that is handcuffing these tyrants. We are in a great place, guys, and this is good news that they're actually struggling. This is awesome. But we're only 5 months in. We've got 4 years total of this. And you know that I'll be here with you every day, and I hope you guys are as well. But until tomorrow, I'm Braden. See you later.